Hey y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. I am low on sleep, but we have to get this new Netflix spoiler review out for The Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
Jennifer, do you have the music playing in the background? Because I don't remember hearing it for the last video.
It was in there for the last video, but I'm turning it on right now for this one. Why you ask?
Okay. Yeah, because I just realized that I didn't hear it in the
You
last
didn't
video.
hear it? Oh, next time
No.
let me know a little bit earlier.
Okay. I didn't notice it. I didn't remember until just now.
Oh, you were just talking a whole lot. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, that last video was for Heartbreak High. Go ahead and make sure you watch that. We've already made it to episode 3, which will be out
4.
soon. Wait, you said 4?
We just recorded episode 4.
What? That lets you know how delusion I am right now. Let's see. Episode 4 should be out on the 21st of November.
Yes.
So y'all look out for that. But do you hear that, Jonathan?
Barely. Could you turn it up just a little bit?
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
That's perfect.
Okay, let me know next time. I had it
Okay.
down really low last time anyway.
I will.
Anywho, let's get started. We are at season 2. We are at episode 2 of
Yes.
Attorney Woo. So, we begin this episode with a wedding. It's gorgeous. That's how they
Yes.
do those weddings down there. They do it on a really huge scale,
I've
Jonathan.
never seen a wedding like that. It looked
They-
like a reception, but it looked
It's like they
amazing.
have the wedding in the reception, like everything is
Gotcha.
done in one area. It's like they
Okay.
don't go to, like for us here in America, we go to church, do the wedding, then leave and go to the reception area.
Gotcha.
That's at some other location.
So is it
But
like
this,
not tradition for them to get married in church then? Do
well,
you know if that's a thing?
well, they're not exactly. They didn't begin being a Christian
Christian
nation or
country.
anything like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So, I guess, but shoot, I've seen even Christians get married in those hotels because they have the whole packages though. It's
Right.
like it's a lot
Exactly.
more convenient.
It
As you can
is.
see with the show, they got the wedding dress from the hotel. They got so if they got the wedding dress, of course they got all the tuxes, they got the makeup, they got the hair, they got all that. It's
Yeah.
done at that one space,
Right.
which makes it incredibly convenient, and it still looks very gorgeous because that's what they do out there in
It
these
is
streets.
everything. And the people
Okay.
in the audience, honey, the parents, that mother, I don't know whose mother she was, but that
Wait.
outfit she had on, she had a green skirt on. I think it was a
Yes.
white top.
She
It
had
was
it on.
everything. It was everything. She
Mm,
was
mm, mm, mm.
serving.
So
Serving.
that's how the whole scene was. It was really marvelous. It was really beautiful. And as
Money.
the new money, dollar bills,
Money.
y'all, as they
Okay.
were walking down the aisle, and this was not like a regular aisle, this was like a runway. Okay.
Literally a runway.
Because
Literally.
the aisle was lifted. So they were walking through, and the bride, she kind of like gets stopped because she sees somebody out there in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought her to a stop.
Yes.
And, okay, you know what? Let me gather myself. I just need to keep on going so we can get on out of here. Child, she over there stepping on her dress. Child, the dress fall.
Yes, it does. Not
This
all the way though, just to expose her breasts.
Thanks, Jonathan. Just to expose her breasts. But yeah, it dropped like, to her waist a little
About
bit.
to her navel area.
Yeah,
somewhat,
yeah. Not only was her boobage available to be seen, but she also had this huge old tattoo on the back that's rooted in Buddhist.
Buddhism, yes.
Yeah, so that kind of made the groom's
Groom's father.
grandfather
Yes.
like, oh Lord, I'm about to have a heart attack. This woman does not love Jesus like I thought
Right.
she did.
Exactly.
Anywho, we go from
What a
there.
way to find out about your future granddaughter-in-law and her
Yeah.
religious beliefs. What a way.
Yeah. And how embarrassing though. Good God, man.
I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. And I do not
Not
want
even a
to
little bit.
imagine. No.
Oof, child. So we After that, that was just a beginning scene. So after that, we go to it's the morning. It's basically Young Woo over there eating breakfast, her breakfast gimbap. Know what I mean,
Yes.
and and she was like, something's up with the taste of this ham. I don't know what's going on, but what's weird about it? What's going on, guys? And of course, that was ignored by her father because he was over there looking at TV. Somebody's getting married, and he
Mm-hmm.
was, like dreaming. It's like you want. Would you ever get married one day? You think about that, Woo? And and she says, no, he asked her if you want to wear a wedding dress like that. Would you like to wear a wedding dress? And she asked, well, would you like to wear a wedding dress like that?
Why did she ask that question? I don't get. I didn't understand why she asked that question.
It's about asking a question. It's because it's like when she asked the question, it's not about saying, well, that's what brides wear, only women wear that. She's just asking, like, you asking me if I want to wear it, or do you want to wear it? You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to get the consistency of the room.
I still don't get it.
Anyhow, you still don't get it?
No, but let's move on.
She was just asking just to be asking.
Oh, okay, just to ask. Okay.
It's not to be funny. It's just asking a question. You ask a question, I ask a question.
Okay. Oh, okay. 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 Now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah, it's not for any main reason or whatever. But he did say he dreams her of walking her down the aisle,
Mm-hmm.
and then she mentioned that I've met someone who listens to me.
Yes.
And he was like, "What? Excuse me?" And I got to go. You
I
be
got
blessed.
to
Y'all have a
go.
great day.
Got to
I'm
go.
out. I'll see
See,
you this
see you when
evening.
I get home from work, Daddy.
And then he looks at the plate, and all the little pieces of ham is perfectly in an X. All the ham
Mhm.
that she didn't want that tasted weird. And that, yeah. Anywho, moving forward, the Bentley drove up to the building, okay?
To the building on
As
the
if the park,
sidewalk.
what,
I was like, wait a minute, is this legal? Is this supposed to be
child,
happening?
I guess if you
Because
got the money, you can do it, honey.
I guess so.
Bentley
Child,
on the
just pulled
sidewalk.
up to the door.
The literal door, and that's not a parking space, sir.
No, not at all. These sidewalks are made for walking, not driving and
Okay,
parking.
but I guess VVIPs can come up on there. I don't
I guess
know,
so.
but it's actually the father of the bride came there to see Hambada law firm, and he wants to sue Taehyun Hotel, which is the hotel that hosted the wedding, basically for ruining the wedding, and he wants 1 billion won.
Mhm.
Of course, this is like outrageous because just to pay for the wedding and all that stuff would not even kind of reach 1 billion won.
I
When they
think they
were
said it was 200 something million won for the wedding, I
You're
believe.
correct, Jonathan.
Yes.
240 million. That's actually what the hotel was offering them for the issue.
They give
That's
you a
for the full
refund,
amount, the full
right?
refund. And on top of that, they wanted to gift a 10 million won gift certificate. So basically, for those two things, is
Mhm.
240 million won. And he does not believe that is fair. He's very upset. And then when they told them, they were just trying to keep it real with them. It's like, yeah, what else are we gonna sue for? Because
We gotta come like if you're on Judge Judy and you had a loss of let's say $300 and you're suing for $5,000, Judge Judy gonna want to know what's this difference
what's
of
the
over
score?
$4,000 that you're asking for? Why is it that you're asking for so
Child.
much? Okay, yeah, I'd
So
have the same reaction,
you thought it was crazy, right? Too.
of course.
Okay,
But for him, I don't think it's about the money. I don't think it's about the money at all. I think it's more about the principle.
I think it's the money, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
So he went through, and we'll find out further down the road exactly why.
I get why you
Um,
say that though. I do get why you say that.
okay, cool. So he said, "Is that fair? 240 million? Okay, if you go out there and get anything less than 1 billion, I'm out of here." And then he said, well, just to kind of stir up the pot, the father of the bride said, well, Hambada and Taesan are the same. Okay. I'm here
Okay.
because Taesan made millions off of me. And when I need them, they don't come through for my billion.
And this is the other law firm.
Yeah, Tayson is the other law firm that he was at. Thank you, Jonathan.
No problem.
So he said, and then, Han from Hambada, the CEO, she said, you can see how she gathered herself. It's like,
Yes, you did.
oh, really? Tayson Law Firm. We need to take this man off their hands.
Right.
She says 1 billion is what you will get. We are not Tayson. Did you enjoy seeing her and her hair talk?
I always enjoy seeing her. Anytime she steps into the scene, I said that HBIC has entered
The building.
Okay.
Okay. She don't even talk loud. She just lets
No,
her
she
presence
she ain't
talk.
got to, honey. When you got power, you don't have to give so much energy. Okay, it's
Child.
all inside, honey.
So of course, Attorney Joan, he is the attorney that was right beside her when he came in there.
Yes.
Basically saying this is what we can get for you, but apparently that's not what he wants.
Right. I think he put down 250 to 500 million. I think that's
Yeah. Yeah. But of course not. But anywho, when that meeting was over with, he met with the other lawyers so they could figure out, what to do or whatever. He says, we need to find more reasons so that we can at least get $500 million out of this because this man ain't budging.
Right.
And he was asking the lawyers about different things about law and
concerning damages.
Yeah, concerning damages. Thank you, Jonathan. You're amazing.
Anytime.
And Attorney Wu was like, I don't think she understood why he was asking, because she was like, wait, you don't know about this?
Because that's what a teacher would do. So it would seem to me that's like, you're in school, young Wu. This hasn't happened to you before in the past?
But they're at work.
Okay.
I think she did not bring it together that all he was trying to do is have them to think about it, not just give answers.
Right.
And she was like, well, shouldn't you know about this? Why are you asking us?
Yeah.
Basically. But that's the thought process that she had at the time. So what he did was split up the four people. Minwoo and Soo-young, they were requested to go undercover and go to the bridal shop that's at the Taehan Taeyan Hotel. And he said Jung-ho and Attorney Wu will go and interview the newlyweds, okay? And immediately, because we saw faces like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Soo-won says she wants to go with Jung-ho, okay? And Young-woo was like, she likes it when she is able to spend time with Jung-ho. And she asked, are you close? And this is all at the table.
Everybody's sitting there.
Are you close? Okay.
Like, girl, your third run it over. Okay.
And she's like, well, if you mean, talking about a specific topic when no one else is around, then yes. And of course, we know they're just talking about whales.
Exactly.
Oh, that tickled me. Anywho, so Minwoo and Youngwoo, ain't that funny? You got the same part of the name. Anyway,
yeah,
they meet with the bride. Of course, apparently Soo-young got her way, I guess. And they went there and saw the bride. Did you remember seeing the room? That room was gorgeous.
All white. Lots of pictures up.
Yes.
Very, very much together. Gives me rich.
Put together. Yes. Money, dollar bills. So in this interview that we find out that the couple, they're no longer together. And that, let's see, the way that she got with them is that the bride played piano at the church, and the choir director is the granddaddy of the groom.
Right.
Okay. They introduced each other and basically like told them, y'all getting married.
Yeah.
Okay. And so since the granddaddy saw that tattoo, he no longer wants her to marry his grandson.
Right. Sounds like an arranged marriage to me.
Sounds like it. They didn't. Okay. And then she did mention that the dress was actually loose. Okay. And let's see. She also said that none of her friends could really attend the wedding because, the other family, they just had everything going on. It's like,
Right.
That sounds like another level of weirdness that I don't like, especially with dealing with the wedding. Should this not be about both of the people?
Right. But it is what it is.
So,
Politics.
so that's what they received from all the questions that Minwoo asked. So when I'm about to say Do Young, sorry,
It's
wrong
okay.
show.
Wrong show.
So Minwoo asked Young Woo. Wow, this is gonna mix me up.
Woo Young.
Woo Young. Ha! Thank you.
Yes.
No, Young Woo. Woo Young Woo.
Woo
Same
Young
way.
Woo. Yeah.
Anyway, so she said, "Do you love your husband?" And she was like, I don't see any pictures of him around here. I see pictures of your family and your homies,
Your homegirls.
the
Yes.
homegirls. And she said, "Well, I must have left all those pictures back at our other place that we used to have because now she's back home." And she said, "Well, there's a picture over there of him, which was their wedding picture, but that was on the floor, not hung up."
Looked like it was being packed up or something. Looks like she was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then a Young Woo also noticed that her wedding ring was on her table, not on her finger. And as far as the tattoo, she did mention that it's just, a teenage mistake, just trying to brush it off. But the marriage had not been licensed yet. This is what they find out at the groom's place. He's at the Taesun Hotel, that's his family hotel. And the granddad wants the marriage annulled, okay? But he said he's gonna still, just ask his parents to see what they're gonna do to move forward. And when they walk out later on, it's like Minwoo was like, "These are babies. I bet you they haven't even cooked their own food yet."
Yeah.
What you think about it?
Sounds like tradition. Sounds like in this particular tradition, a sign of adulthood, a sign of maturity is to make your own meals. And that's clearly the case here. It seems like Woo Young Woo doesn't seem to be aware of this particular trope in maturity. But it seems understandable that they would have this as sort of like a tradition of this is a way to show that you are growing up and that you're ready to move out.
And what you think about the bride and groom and their dependency on their parents?
It's obvious because when your parents have money, this is what happens. You depend on mommy and daddy for everything.
And they wanted to have the marriage to merge opportunities together, and they use marriage for that, which it just seems disastrous to me.
It all gets political in this space.
Yeah.
It's all political in this space right now.
And they did mention that the bride, she was in therapy. The bride didn't tell him that, but the groom did. And Minwoo said they're like babies, can't even cook. But after we leave Minwoo, as well as Youngwoo, okay, we catch up with Soo Young and Junho. She's in the car. He's driving. She's feeling good, happy. They over there, coming up with nicknames for each other. You know what I'm saying? Junho, baby. Know what I mean? They decide to call each other honey. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And get together the story. They have to hurry up and get married within a week because I'm preggers, and we're just trying to hurry up with this whole situation I'm expecting.
Right.
So
very Phaedra-esque.
Yeah. Woo Young Woo goes ahead and call Jung Ho while they making their drive over. She talks about cooking as adults, and just saying should I be required of that? She's really thinking about that, and I do like that process because people that's faced with things that's saying that you should be here in these moments of your life.
Right.
She's really thinking about that.
Trying to understand if it's really important. Like, does this really matter? And I understand that. I get that.
And so she does turn that into a conversation about whales.
Of course.
Because she said that the whales stay with their parents for the rest of their lives and they don't leave.
She said killer whales. She mentioned killer whales stay with their mother for all of their lives. Yes.
Yes.
And I didn't know that at all. Like, I had no idea.
We learning out here in these streets.
Okay.
So they eventually get off the phone because he says, well, I'm on my way over here. It did seem like Young Woo was just a little thrown off that Soo Young was in the car. He's like, what's going on there? Oh well. So they get off the phone And then Sooyeon asks, does she do that often? And a montage ensues.
Mm-hmm.
Up in the morning, brushing teeth. We on the phone talking about whales.
Yeah.
We walking around. She waiting for this man to come around. We over here talking about whales. Okay. Oh, hey, did you know this and that and the third? Okay. Then she when she gives the information over the phone, she just calls and just hangs the phone.
Just hangs up.
No
Yes.
goodbye, no nothing. There was one time she walked him down to the front door, and he
Yes.
said,
The
"Hey, let's
revolving door.
let's take this time." And she was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be here late." So he said, "So you just walk with me to talk about whales?" He's like, "Yep, bye."
Bye. Okay. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Au revoir. Okay.
But what's your thoughts about that?
I think it's just really cute, and we're getting to know Woo Young Woo so much more. And
Yeah.
I have to say, at the beginning of this episode, I found myself a lot more susceptible to Woo Young Woo. I was able to connect with her a lot more in this episode. Found myself rooting for her, not as if I wasn't rooting for her in the first episode,
Yeah, but
I'm
really
rooting for her a little bit more in this space, in this second episode. And her autism tics, I would call them. They're not annoying me as much. I don't know if they're not showing them as much or if I'm just starting to get used to it. But I'm starting to love Woo Young Woo more and more now.
Oh, that's good. Oh, and also during that montage, we realized that Jungho and Minwoo are roommates because he was brushing his teeth and Minwoo was back in the back. Like, hold on, what you on the phone with Woo Young Woo for? Anyway, so I think it was Sooyeon that says, I think it's nice that, okay. I'm sorry. It was Jungho that says, I think it's nice that I listen to her because if, I'm not listening to her, no one will.
Quiz, yeah.
Yeah. And Sooyeon says, set some boundaries, which does make sense because if people don't know the boundaries or what we need, how we should be looking at things, they're never going to know.
Okay? And they're going to think that they can walk up to you and talk about whales all willy-nilly any time of the day.
Okay.
Which is where she is now. Which is what she's doing now. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Yeah. And then right after that, we start to hear a little bubbling of the stomach. Okay. This bubbling of the stomach was so loud that even Jungho could hear. He's like, you good?
Okay. Sounds like she was just hungry. That's what I was thinking. Initially, at least.
Child, you thought wrong.
Okay.
Because Sooyeon had to call in some reinforcements. Young Woo, she was to the rescue with some pajama pants. Okay. Now, Sooyeon was just a little unhappy that, you bought pajama pants. I said, did you not see any work pants? But she said, you wanted something comfortable.
Okay. You got to be Pacific. Okay, honey.
Okay.
When you're giving instructions.
Just like the ocean.
Okay. You got to be Pacific, girl. Because otherwise, she's just going to grab the most comfortable thing to make you feel good.
Child. You said bring something comfortable.
Because she asked, did you not see any work pants? And William was like, yeah, I did. Okay, They were there. Okay.
Yes.
And accounted for. They were there. Okay. Available for me
I saw plenty.
Okay.
But you said comfortable.
Girl, I saw them things.
Pajama bands are comfortable. Bam. Here you go, girl. You're welcome. I love that. That was so funny to me.
I did too.
Oh gosh. So let's see. She says with her stomach still talking to her. Okay. That's
so she clearly messed up her pants.
She
clearly messed up her pants.
It's an issue. She didn't make it all the way out to the bathroom. Okay. She clearly messed up the situation out there.
Oh Lord.
So with sadness in her heart, Sooyeon went ahead and told her that you're going to have to go ahead and get married to Jungho.
Yeah. Give up the ghost, girl. Go ahead. You can't do this, honey. I'm glad she came to that conclusion
because she
was going to that to them people's fine establishment with the bubble guts. Okay.
Yes, she would have been up in there. Ooh, I'll be back. She would have had to have a whole lot of moments, and that would not have been conducive.
Literally a whole lot of moments. Okay.
Child. So she says you're gonna have to wear the wedding dress. She gave her the whole backstory of how we're expecting and everything, and you should call him honey. And she was like, expecting. Do you mean like expecting as like expecting something to happen or something like that? Like, no, no, no. Expecting for a pregnancy. That's what I mean.
Okay.
She was like,
Yes.
ew.
Again, you must be Pacific.
You must.
You must.
Okay. So when Young Woo leaves, instead of having farts noises and stuff, they had fireworks.
Yes.
I
I love
loved it.
that. I love that. I love that. I love the show, Jennifer. I have to tell you,
You
I
do?
love this show. I
Oh,
love it.
I'm
Love
so
it.
happy that you
Even more
do.
than the glory because
I know you do.
it's so
Yeah.
lighthearted and so
I
it's
had to
so
do
much
a total
easier to
flip.
follow along. So I'm so glad that you picked this.
I had to give you the day and night. I had to give you
Yes.
some little bit of issues,
Right.
but something that's going to make you laugh. But that fireworks for the farts and
It was a great
everything that
touch.
was coming out of her,
It was a great touch.
great. I found that so hilarious. I had to listen to that twice. I said, "Is that fireworks?"
Well, I'm watching it with the captions, even though I do have it playing in English, and
Yeah,
so
me
I
too.
saw that it was fireworks. They put it in the caption with
Yeah.
the fireworks. Yeah.
So, Young Woo, she walks out the bathroom and goes straight to Jun Ho, and she says, "Let's go, honey." Okay,
Okay.
she can't. She ain't gonna be able to come
They ain't
back
gonna
out.
make it.
She ain't
No.
gonna make it. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get
She's
married. He was like, "All right."
preoccupied in the bathroom stall
She's occupied.
momentarily
It's a
for a
lot
couple
going
of
on.
moments. Okay.
It's some
It's
real
an
issues.
emergency. Okay.
You see how she was trying to hide that bag from
Right.
him when she
Yeah.
was hanging
Yeah.
out? He's like,
I can't tell you what it is
I
though.
can't tell you what it is,
You
but
know, it's
and he put two and five together. Okay, she's in the bathroom over there.
right.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he said, "Let's go. We got to go try on this dress, make this appointment so they can do it." I thought this whole little conversation while they were in front of the bridal consultant was funny again. She said, so, she chooses exactly what kind of dress she wants. She chooses a dress that is just like the dress that slipped off old girl.
Mhm.
Nice strapless dress. And Jun Ho, he was really playing up the part. He's like, yeah, you guys haven't had any issues, with dresses slipping off of people, right? And then of course,
Mhm.
like, no, never. Like,
And why would she deny that when it was such a huge wedding, as if no one knows that this happened? I didn't understand that at all.
absolute craziness, but she lied straight through her teeth, and
She
we'll
so
see her
did.
do
And
some more
convincing
than
at it too.
incredibly. And so that she picks out the dress, and she says, "This is the dress that I want." And the old girl, she was like, the bridal consultant, she said, "Oh, you're a fan of provocative dresses, huh?" And she's
Okay.
and Jun Ho says,
I love this response.
"I guess you know how we got pregnant now, huh?"
Okay. Okay. We like to get to it.
There was silence, and to break the silence, they just laughed. Like I thought that was very funny. I
It
loved the moment.
was really good.
So now that we have the dress, we're going to go ahead and try it on. But you, sir, you're going to have to stay out here so that we can get this dress on her so you can, shoo fly. Okay, anyway. So while on the toilet, wait, what's her name again? Soo Young. She found out that somebody was fired because of that dress problem.
Yeah, she
Okay.
overhears one of the workers from the hotel on the phone mentioning that the girl who was working there with the dresses, she was fired because of the incident that happened at the wedding.
And she finds this, she's down there because she was told by the dress consultant or maid to go get some fresh bread. This
Yes.
bread comes out at the same time every day at 4:00,
Mhm.
and she has to be there to get the fancy behind bread. So she
They look
immediately
like
called
croissants to me.
some good croissants. Yeah, and
Yes.
I think there was another loaf of something else, but it was mostly croissants that I
Yeah.
saw. But she calls up Jun Ho while she up in the toilet. Lets him know that the girl got fired because of that dress problem, and she says the girl that said that is coming back up there, and she has some fresh bread on her. Okay, just follow her. And he not only followed her back into the work area.
Into the work area. The whole time I was thinking, is he allowed to be back here? Does he have
Ain't no way,
access? Like, shouldn't there be a sign that says employees only? Because he
child.
walking back here like he owned the place, honey.
Okay, And so he's all the way back there and asked about, the woman that got fired and everything. He's asking for the phone number. She says, I don't feel comfortable giving the phone number, which is a very decent answer. I understand.
It is.
Because, you just don't want to give out people's numbers all willy-nilly like.
Right. Just some
And
random person that came into the
yeah,
shop. It's just, I don't know who you are. You asking for
from a
my
can of
coworker's
paint.
phone number? No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And then at the door of the employees lounge where she's pulling out all that bread, somehow, some way, the bridal consultant knew that Jinho was there. I thought that was kind of weird. Did that feel kind of weird to you?
Not necessarily understanding what's going on behind the scenes in this establishment.
I just didn't. I didn't get it.
Sneaky vibes I'm getting from
It's
the
weird,
employees.
right?
So no, it didn't surprise me at all.
Understood. So
That's how they operate.
So we have our moment. This may be this is my favorite moment in this whole series, Jonathan. In this whole situation.
This
is my favorite moment.
Jennifer, how do you get into these love stories and yet care nothing about the love stories on Heartbreak High? Darren and Cash specifically.
When I think about teenagers,
okay.
I don't. It's fleeting. Thank you. That's the word. It's fleeting love.
Gotcha.
I can't get invested in something that I'm very sure that's not going to be going on for the rest of this series.
Okay.
And even if it goes past that series, they're young. Life is going to happen. Sometimes you're going to move on and move forward.
I understand.
These are adults. They could get married.
Yeah. Okay. I get
That's
it.
why.
I get it.
But yes, this scene was my favorite scene.
I'm glad you told me that. So now I don't expect any reaction out of you of teenage love from here on out. Okay.
Thank you for understanding.
Okay.
So we see Wu in this wedding dress, and she looks so cute, so gorgeous in this wedding dress. She got the little tiara, little veil, and all that stuff. They pull back her hair, so it's not just a bowl cut; it's just bangs and hair. It's like, oh. She's so cute, and she got little dimples. She's so cute. And they ask her, so how's it feel? She says, it's extremely uncomfortable. It feels like it's made of tags in here. And
how direct she is.
Okay. And the other women that were, helping her, they saw the reaction of Junho. Junho was on the phone. He was getting another call from an attorney, and that's when the curtains open up to see the wonderful, beautiful Miss Young Woo.
Okay, and we get a dreamlike filter and everything, honey.
Everything. And that boy stood up. He was sitting down on that couch. He stood up when he saw that woman. You hear me? And they say, oh, he's falling in love all over again. Okay. What'd you think about this one?
I thought it was so sweet. It was so lovely, so endearing, so amazing, so beautiful for us to see him falling in love with
this woman,
Young Woo. And we don't even know at this point if she is feeling the same way in that space. You know what I'm saying? In a romantic space, because
she knows she got a friend in him. At least he let her talk about whales.
Exactly. And so it'll be interesting to see when she crosses that line of romanticism, feelings for him. But I thought it was beautiful, though. I thought it was beautiful. Fairy tale like in a way.
It was fairy tale like. I thought when she said, "You're falling in love with me." I watch the thing like 3 times a day. That might have slowed me down.
Really?
Not just that little part. I watch that like 3 times.
Okay.
It's just so cute.
It is.
It's so cute. So yes, that was my favorite scene of like maybe the whole season, to be honest with you, Jonathan. Too cute. Anyway.
The whole season?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why? Oh, you wanted more?
Yeah.
For me, I think we were on different levels when it comes to what we like.
Right.
For me, I like the beginning parts.
Gotcha. I do love the beginning parts as well.
I like the realization.
Everything.
Oh no, my favorite is the realization of we got something here.
Okay.
Because when you saw his face, he was like, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So let us quickly go through the rest.
So this is the best part for you.
For
So there
me,
might be
yeah.
another best part somewhere down the line for me. Okay, I
Oh
understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That was my favorite. It's just like those cute aha moments.
Right.
That's what I like. All right, so right after that, the the lawyers they meet with the judge, basically discussing the legitimacy of the case,
Hmm.
and that goes on to that. They basically are basing it upon emotional distress, knowing that the bride she's in therapy with all this foolishness, and so Minwoo and Soohyun goes to meet with the therapist himself, and the therapist says that the bride does have PTSD. Of course, it was a very traumatic issue, a traumatic situation that happened at the wedding, and it's not that it made anything better from what she was going through before, because she's been going to therapy before then.
Right.
Um, and they're basically wanting him to write down and say, this is the reason why the marriage is in jeopardy due to the PTSD. They want him to just flat out say that, just basically to help their case.
Right.
And he says, I don't think that's the best here. And basically talked about a patient, a doctor-patient confidentiality and things of that nature.
Right.
It's like he didn't want to share too much. And something tells me that he was holding back, apparently. What were you thinking
Obviously.
about in that moment there?
Client-patient privilege. You have to abide by that. You cannot cross that line. There have been situations where that line has been crossed. For
Hmm.
instance, the Menendez brothers, who took the life of their parents. Their therapist is the one that ratted them out because they mentioned to their therapist that they ended the lives of their parents,
Yeah.
and he's the one that turned them into the cops. So you have to pick and choose, but legally you cannot cross that line. And so I feel as though that line should not be crossed. However, there are situations where I do believe that it is okay to tell. For instance,
To
in the case of the Menendez brothers,
it's
that needed to
necessary.
be said. Yes.
Okay. Junho, well, they're sitting down, eating some bread at this bakery. Seems
Hmm.
like it's the same place that they get bread from, with the bridal spot.
Hmm.
And Junho does create a whale talk time. Okay. We're going to talk about whales at lunch. That's our time to talk about whales. And she says, well, what if there's like a real crisis and we need to talk about whales and it has to be discussed? And he's like, well, we'll talk about whales then. Good times.
Yes.
So them croissants come out the oven. I said, I want me one right now. Them
Absolutely.
things
I
look
haven't had
good.
a hot croissant in
Straight
so
out the oven.
long.
So good.
So
Mm.
long, especially the buttery ones. I love me a
Good
good buttery
buttery.
croissant.
Mm. Mm,
Honey,
mm,
ooh,
mm. Child.
so
So,
sweet, so lovely,
yes.
so fluffy. Ooh, yes.
So they try so we realized the reason why they were there. They try to get the phone number again from old girl, because of course it's around 4 o'clock, and boss lady likes her fresh bakery goods. So they tried to get the number, and she's like, I really don't feel comfortable with this. Who are you guys? What's going on? And he says, we're just basically fighting for this situation. Here we are, the lawyers and stuff like that. And she says, well, uh, Drew, he moved to Europe. So even if I gave you the number, it ain't gonna work out for you. Okay, it's
Mhm.
not gonna help. So we get to the courtroom. We're waiting on a witness.
I didn't expect this so quickly, but I
It
have to
happened
realize
immediately.
that every episode is probably going to be a different case. You don't have to. Okay, okay.
Yes,
So yeah, that's and I'm happy about that. I'm very
me
happy
too.
about
Me too. So they were waiting on a witness, and then Junho. Okay, he didn't kick the door down, but he opened the door. It was kind of loud, and we have a witness, and the witness is the same girl that's been fetching the croissants
that. Mhm.
and other baked
She
goods.
looked so different to me. I didn't even recognize her. For some
Yeah,
reason, I initially thought that she was the girl that moved to Europe,
me
but when she
too.
said what she said, that's what told me who she was. But she looked so
Exactly.
different. I don't know if it seemed like her hair color was lighter for
No,
some
it's
reason.
because she didn't have her hair back in the bun, that chignon that she usually has for work.
Okay,
That's why you
okay.
didn't recognize her at all, because I was saying the same thing. But as she walked in, it looked like the bridal consultant lady that was sitting with the was it defendants?
Yes, the
With
defendants.
the defendants. She looked like, oh, we got this in the bag. This girl ain't gonna tell on me. That's what you can see on her
Okay.
face. But
Yeah.
let's move on and push forward. So the bridal consultant thought that she had her in the pocket, of course, and they talked about the dress. Okay. And the girl did not find out that the dresses were mixed deliberately until after the wedding. The
Hmm.
girl that left and went to Europe, she accidentally ripped the original dress
That had already been fitted.
that had already been fitted. Yes, it was the day of the wedding. They had no time to fix that rip, nor to alter that dress, the
Hmm.
other dress that was bigger. So,
Right.
they switched the dresses, and when she said, "Oh my gosh, it's a little, loose up in here," and she says, "Oh, you must have lost weight. Don't worry about it. God bless," and just kept it going like that. But but she did make sure to say, I know that I'm saying this knowing that I may be fired, but I'm so sorry for what happened to your wedding, Miss
Hmm.
Bridal Lady. Thoughts?
I thought it was great. Most people would be terrible under that type of pressure, especially when
Yeah.
you have your boss lady staring at you in your eyes, looking at to see what you were going to say, hanging on your every single word. I applaud her for being so brave. She was so
Yes.
brave to do that.
So now we have some examination going on with the bride. She's in the witness stand at the moment. And
Mhm.
the lawyer says, Waggle,
The defendant's lawyer.
the defendant's lawyer, thank you. The defendant's lawyer says Waggle is a online community. WAGLE. You aware of that? Child, she said he gave her username and everything, and she was like,
Mhm.
"And no." And what she posted was how I ruined my wedding, saying things to the effect of she did not want to be married in the first place. So now with them finding this information on her, saying that she did not want to be married in the first place, basically everything that's going on right now is low key kind of thrown out because they built this case upon the fact that she was emotionally triggered by the situation, and
Mhm.
she is very unhappy because of how horrible the wedding went. But
Right.
that's not the case, apparently. So, um, as the wedding. Oh, so what they had to do is basically like come back together and try to figure out what's going on.
Mhm.
And they found out about the wedding present that was on the line. And now we truly understand why why the father of the bride was so upset and
Right.
why he wanted $1 billion, because there was some land that they would have received after the wedding. And she also did say she felt like she was forced into being married, which is very sad and ain't right.
Right. And that's
Um,
a part of the reason why I said it's more about the principle,
yeah.
and not the actual money itself. Because, of course, there's money involved in land, but I'm still saying the principle, the fact that you promised this land to us and we're not going to get any
Mm,
of it. You're just going to give us a refund on our wedding and a gift certificate. No, we need this land or the equivalent of
child. And
principle.
that's when girl, Miss Wu had an epiphany. Did you understand what was going on, Jonathan?
This time, yes, I did, because this is the same thing that happened in the first episode that I was not comprehending. But now that I've
Yes.
seen it a second time in a row, and this is when she gets her epiphanies, and this is when
Yes.
she gets her brilliant ideas and realizations. I love the fact that this is the way that they kind of frame this type of thing that goes on with you, Wu Young.
Yes. The breeze comes into her hair, and she, like, her eyes go wide,
It
and we
feels
see
a
a
little bit
whale in the
more.
distance.
Feels like a little bit more than a breeze, more like a gust of wind,
Okay, maybe more than the breeze.
brisk gust of wind.
Beyonce breeze.
Yes.
A Beyonce breeze flows through her hair. Hair goes out, eyes go wide, and we
Hmm.
see a whale in the distance. You know what I'm saying? Things are happening right now. The
Jumping
cogs
out the
are
water.
moving. Okay,
Yes.
and she says special circumstance. Okay, So Min first, and then I had to write down here that Minwoo is a hater. As she was sitting there explaining about the special circumstance, and they should be looking at the gift that was going to be given for the wedding, and they would be able to try to get at least they could ask for 32 billion won, and then negotiate down to at least 10% of it, which would be
Right.
3.32 billion won.
Mhm.
And Minwoo, he did not like any of that carrying on. I guess he was upset that he didn't think about it. But you know, when you have a genius in front of you, things tend to happen. And you just
Right.
got to accept that sometimes. Be better, Minwoo. Anyway, but as you can see, like the bride was really sad the whole time.
She
Okay.
was.
She did not look like she was doing good. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you. What you think about Minwoo being looking like a hater?
I didn't even notice that, to be honest. Minwoo is the other attorney, right? The male
Minwoo,
attorney.
yeah, the Minwoo is okay. There's two. There's a male and female attorney.
Right.
So Minwoo's the dude.
Gotcha. Yeah, I really honestly didn't notice that initially. I do remember him saying that she needs to create that letter, whatever letter it is that she was supposed
It's
to
like
make.
a letter of intention,
Yes.
basically saying like this is what we're going to fight for this time.
And because he said that, I felt like he was going along with so I'll have to watch it again to notice his facial expressions while she was talking, because I honestly
Mm-mm.
didn't notice that at all.
Minwoo is not the. That's Attorney Jung. That's the main attorney, the high up attorney. The male attorney that's on the same level as Attorney Woo is Minwoo, the dude that went with her to go interview the bride.
Oh, okay.
Not Jun Ho,
Right.
Minwoo.
Okay.
You
That's
you.
what I was talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about no, but it was Attorney Jung that told her to write the letter of intention.
It was? I thought it was
Yeah.
Minwoo.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Minwoo
Yeah.
quiet and
Either,
upset.
yeah. Either way, I really didn't notice Minwoo's facial expressions again. I'll probably have to watch it again because I
Go
didn't.
back. You'll see, because I didn't notice beforehand either. But
Okay.
anywho, the bride was sad, of course, and when they presented this to her father, like this is what we're going to do, he was very excited. He was very happy. He was asking for $1 billion. Now I may be able to get 3 billion. This is amazing. I am so happy.
Mhm.
And the bride said, "Does anybody care about my opinion?" And she said, "I'm not interested." And her daddy said, "Be quiet while adults are talking."
Mhm.
And this whole thing is so sad. And young lady, she was acting. Though all she had to do was look sad, she did a good job of that.
We have not seen her happy at all. Even in her wedding scene at the beginning of this episode, we have not seen a smile come across this woman's face.
Unfortunately. So we back in court. The Taehyun hotel, the chairman, I believe, he was a witness on the stand, and he said he didn't know about the gift that was going to be exchanged after the wedding. And unfortunately, that's not the truth. The prosecutor was like, "You actually said to that the family is very generous for giving this type of gift." Okay, and now that's when the camera started going to the defendant's lawyer, and he
Before
was
you go
like,
any before you go any further, speaking about our last scene where
"Mhm,
where the bride said, "Is anybody going to, pay attention to what I want?"
yeah,
When Attorney Wu was leaving that room, I was hoping that she would stick around to talk to her, and they
yeah,
didn't show that she stuck around and talked to her. But I
hush."
really wanted her to do that
You wanted
in
her
that
to
moment.
say, we'll speak on that in the future.
Of course we will.
Um,
But in that moment, I wanted her to talk to that bride because I knew she would be able to, connect with her in some way.
Absolutely. And let's see.
Back to the courtroom though.
But yeah, we in court. So we come to realize that yes, the person at Taehoon hotel didn't know about the gift,
Mhm.
which means that them messing everything up, they understood the weight of messing up this wedding
Right.
is worth $32 billion. And so he says, let's just go ahead. The judge says, let's put it in writing and submit the change, and so that we can start working on that particular matter here.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, tummy rumbles. Miss Soyoon, she has to go to the bathroom. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
she has another emergency.
Another
But
emergency, y'all.
as she was going out with the bubble guts, some lady comes on in. All right. And the judge says, is there any other matter that needs to be considered? Child, the bride raises her hand. She says,
High up in the air.
I would like to withdraw my case.
But her face is still down. I was interested in that decision that she had her face down the entire
Mhm.
time she said she wanted to withdraw her case. I thought that was very interesting.
Let me give you a little culture, Jonathan.
Okay.
When it comes to speaking to people that are not only in age wise over you, but also in status over you. So the judge, you're going to give that judge ultimate respect.
Right.
Um, so she did what she had to do. She raised her hand and she kept her head down. And as we watch more K dramas, you'll see the kind of respect that has to be given in those kind of spaces. So
Gotcha.
it did not surprise me that she kept her head down the whole time. Though she was saying something, she
Hmm.
was making herself clear, but not giving eye contact, because usually eye contact means I'm on your level.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's what happened with that. But she said that she withdraws her case. We saw a quick flashback. The bride went into Young Woo's office and says, how do I stop all this? Okay. I don't feel like I just don't want to do this. I just want to stop all this. And she says, just say that you want to withdraw your case. It's that simple. And she was just surprised at how simple that was.
Hmm.
And she said, like, why didn't I think about that? And Young Woo says, you didn't think of that because you are not independent of your father.
Right.
And she said that Min Woo taught me that. And she says, you prepared a meal on your own? just asking the questions like, yo, maybe I should think about my independence,
Right.
And apparently that conversation gave her the boost that she needed to actually say that, though she had her head down, real respectful. Like she said, she
Yeah.
basically coming as humbly as she knows how,
Right.
with her head down, but she went ahead and said that she wants to end it, um, which is awesome. And they adjourned the court proceedings. Daddy goes
Oh,
off. He was this close to having $3.2 billion.
this close, y'all.
This close, because it was about to happen. They
And
had the
his
precedence.
and his baby girl ruined it all for him.
And
Just wash down the drain. Whoosh! Like Jada Pickett in Kingdom Come. Whoosh!
but this is the thing, though. It's like I had to remember the reason why the father wasn't sitting down with the lawyers is because it wasn't even his case for real. It was his daughter's, and she had every right to say what she wanted to say in that space. So she did go off on Daddy as Daddy went
Mhm.
off, and she says, "I am a Buddhist. That's not just a little teenage, flating tattoo that I got. I am a Buddhist." And she even gave him her Buddhist name. I didn't write that down, but God bless.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'll be in control now. I actually go to therapy." She don't even know the reason why I actually go to therapy, and she didn't even have to say it, but it's because she had her lady right beside her.
Mhm.
Yes, I said it correctly. She had her lady right beside her, and that's who she actually saw at the wedding, Jonathan.
Yes.
That's who she saw at the wedding. So, what else happened after that? Jonathan, you want to assist me? It looks like you're busy.
She grabbed her lady's hand, and I think I'm pretty sure that they walked out.
They sure did.
And
They
then
sure did.
are you asking about the next scene after the courtroom?
Oh, wait, before
Miss
that, she says, Uni, that's her name. Uni, you're the only person I would marry. Next time, I will marry for love. And they
Yes.
held hands and walk away.
Yes.
And of course, So Young, after her emptying out her guts, she came back and was like, what
What
happened?
happened? What happened, y'all?
she said, you know what? You missed it. Oh, and in Minwoo asked, how was your poop? Did your poop all right?
Everything come out all right,
You
girl?
good? All right. And they both said, I'm sorry you missed this. And like Attorney Wu, she was like, wow.
Wow.
That was a moment.
It was.
So the last little thing that happened, they all went to dinner and offered like a whole heaping
Did
super
you say
expensive
$300,000 worth of?
$300,000 meal.
Yeah.
Thank you. $300,000 meal. And then Soohyun, she could not get all the food that she wanted to. She just played it safe because of her,
Mm-hmm.
issues. And of course, Woo Young Woo got gimbap. That's what she like. She like
Mm-hmm.
it a gimbap, okay? And no, she didn't get no Wagyu beef. She didn't get no super expensive steak. She didn't get nothing special. No. No, she got her gimbap. And she bought that to her daddy. He said, my daughter went to an expensive restaurant to bring back some gimbap. I starved myself all night to eat some gimbap from a fancy dancy restaurant. God bless.
Uncle change that.
All right, and let me just quickly say this. This is the last little scene there. Oh, they did talk about marriage a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She did say, if I find somebody that I want to marry, I don't want you to hold my hand coming down the aisle. I want my man to hold my hand,
Mm-hmm.
but I will give you the bouquet because you need somebody to love you, which I
Yes,
thought was very sweet.
absolutely.
And then we meet the senior partner of Taeson, the other law
Yes.
firm, another
The other HB,
strong,
the other HBIC, honey.
okay,
You got
another
two of them in
strong
this
Korean
show.
woman.
Yes.
And she was having an interview talking about how she's stepping down from her position. And let's see what else. She will be, the chairman that came over to Hambada,
Mm-hmm.
that was their client.
Right.
Yeah, they had all the information on the trial, honey.
Right.
They knew everything that happened.
I don't know
This,
how they got this information, but honey, they
yeah,
got it.
he said he took all of these other accounts away from them, all these cases away from them, and he's going to be represented by Hambada right now. And she was like, "Why would he do that? Did they let the billion won? Is that it? Were they going to get him a billion won?"
Right.
And she said, "Well, it's actually they're going for
Miss Assistant
32
Lady.
billion won."
Miss Assistant Lady who's talking
Yeah,
to.
thank you so much. The
No
assistant
problem.
was saying they were going for 32 billion won, not just a billion, because of course it was absurd for what he was trying to do to get a
Right.
billion, and now they found a way to get 32 billion out of these people.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at the name of who wrote up that proposal, that initiative there, and
Mm-hmm.
it was Woo Young Woo. She says, "Why didn't we hire somebody like her?" And she said, "You know what? Whatever. Hambada will disappoint. He'll be back." And that's the kind of, thoughts that she had there, the lady from Taesan. But what did you think of this episode? Just give me a quick little bit.
I really loved the episode. Again, I'm softening for Woo Young Woo. I'm starting to fall in love with her character. I'm actually softening for her man to be as well, because I didn't have the
Jun
best
Ho?
feelings about
Hmm.
him in the first
Really?
episode, unlike I did for Moon Dong Eun's. Was that her name?
Yes.
Moon Dong Eun's man. Like I was immediately attached to him when I saw him, but for some
Yeah.
reason when I saw Woo Young Woo's love interest, I really didn't get that feeling initially. I don't know if it's I don't know what I think I might know what it was, but anyways, I am softening up to him. I'm loving the fact that we really don't have a villain per se in this show. I'm so glad
Hmm.
that we don't have that because in a majority of the shows that we're watching, there is at least one huge villain in the show. And apparently all these shows think that they have to have that, but it's not necessarily necessary. But I
Yeah.
am loving this show. I absolutely loved this
Hmm.
episode. I really
Well,
did.
I'm so happy that you did, Jonathan. We're going to talk more about this. We'll see you all next week for episode 3. And I did make sure to show you all the headers over there at the bottom. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you.